I guess the international break is something you certainly got used to when you were at City. Has it been a boon or a problem this time round?
Well, you accept it for what it is. I think a lot of last year, I promised the lads that if they could get to the Championship, they'd have more holidays as a footballer than they would in the First Division, and so that was a little bit of a spur. So we couldn't knock it when it came round, and there's one coming up pretty soon as well. So. And I'm sure Bristol City would love to be been on an international break. Well, they almost was, weren't they? Because their game was cancelled as well. But so yeah, we enjoyed the few days, but we made sure people worked. We didn't use it as a holiday really, but we just used it as a break to recharge their batteries, get them to come back raring to go, and it gave us a few more days really without games. To work on the things that we want to work on.
Has it helped anything fitness-wise? Any players available that weren't before?
No, but people like Paddy Madden, for instance, where if we'd have had a couple of games last week, he'd have missed them. So, he hasn't missed as many games as he might have done had it not been an international week. So, in that way, it's been good for him. And I think he's probably a couple of weeks away still, but he's coming on fine.
And since we last spoke, transfer deadline day, and brought in a guy you obviously know very well, Liam Fontaine.
Yeah. Well, when we heard that he might be available, as I said, I'd have been very disappointed if he'd have gone somewhere else, without us even thinking about it. And I've brought Fonts to one of my clubs 3 times, I think now, and he's a good pro, real good pro, and he's a nice fella, and he's the right sort of personality that you want on and off the pitch. For whatever reason, wasn't in Bristol City's immediate plans, but I was happy to bring him in and have him as a member of our squad, because I know that he's a good enough player and personality to be pushing for a first team place, and in getting in, but not only getting in, making sure the ones that are in keep lively.
I think it's a confidence issue at City, that the fans had started getting on his back, and it had affected his form, and the change of scene can get him back to the kind of player that you had when you were at City.
Well, you can lose a player like that, can't you? If you can lose a manager like that as well when the fans get on their back. But sometimes you have to remember what people have done previously, and you have to give them an opportunity by supporting them, to bring out the best in them, because it's all right when people come new to a club and they don't look like they're trying or whatever, then give them some stick if you want. But when a player's been at a club for as long as he has, and given the service that he has, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say, well, look, at the moment he's not on form, so we'll leave him out, but don't give him stick, wait for him to get back in for whatever, and that's how I would see it anyway. But supporters the world over are pretty similar like that. If someone's having a rough time, then often through the websites and things they can demoralise them.
So defensively, it's not been a bad start to the season, but the experience that he's got, obviously played for many seasons in the Championship, it just helps add to that sort of experience.
Yeah, the experience is definitely there. How many Championship games as he has, he never let me down, and as I say, it was a good signing for us. It was probably a good signing for Bristol City at this time, because they've obviously got other thoughts at the moment. But if we can help get him back to that match sharpness, because when you're not playing regularly, you lose a little bit of match sharpness, and that's what you have to get back in whatever division you're in. So no, we're pleased to have him. It was obviously coincided with Alan Tate needing to go back with a hamstring injury. So we're pleased with the contribution he's made already.
The issues we've been sort of bringing it before that were more at the other end of the field in terms of getting the goals. That sometimes a bit more of your play over the last few weeks has been lacking. Is that what you've been working on during the break, trying to get that sort of fluidity back? Yeah,
I mean that happens. Sometimes it happens at the start of the season, sometimes in the middle of the season, sometimes at the end. Your strikers lose a bit of form. Paddy was playing early on and couldn't get that goal he wanted, and H couldn't get the one he needed, you know. So, but that all comes. What you mustn't do is keep on to them and make it that it's their fault, because centre halves can score a goal. They're up there for corners as often as forwards are, and full-backs, we allow them to get in, and midfielders are having their shots, you know. So it's 5 games, isn't it? You know, it's 5, 6 games, whatever it is at the moment, and there's plenty of games to go. So we mustn't be sad over something that could change at any minute. It doesn't stop you working on scoring goals anyway, and making runs and the right moves and being lively. And if you're a goal scorer and you need goals, you know what you have to do. You have to keep getting in those dangerous areas and wait for that ball to drop at your feet, you know. And you know, we got lads that they're not down yet. You know, we think the last couple of games we found our what we class as our championship legs. We're working our way into the championship quite well at the moment, and you know, all of you know that that should have been at least a draw, the Reading game, because that wasn't a penalty. We haven't had it official, but certainly officials have told us in their opinion, not the ones that were here on the day, of course, but the other officials that have seen the DVD believe it wasn't a penalty. So anyway, you know, we can't do nothing about that. We don't get any point back, but what it shows us is that how close we are to the clubs like Birmingham, who we've had to play twice, and like Reading. And you know, to be fair, if you're above Reading this year with the money they've spent and the players that they've got, then you're gonna do all right.
Next chance to get some points is up at Hillsborough this weekend, and it's been a slowish start for Wednesday as well, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Yeah, because you know, their club and their board of directors are going to be looking for Sheffield Wednesday to get back in the Premiership. They're under pressure to do that. They've been, you know, as low as First Division like us, got promoted, and it's a big club. It's a massive club, and you know, with gates that they get, then they're going to need to probably be at the next level. But yeah, it's a good game for us, because it's one that we're going to have to concentrate. We're away from home. It's not a 6-pointer yet, but it's certainly the 3 points to either team will be very handy, and at this stage, because it'd be nice to get a club like Sheffield Wednesday below us, like Bolton are at the moment, and like Millwall are at the moment. You know, there's some big clubs still that are there, and I think we're on equal points with a couple of other teams, and we're a point away from mid-table sort of thing, you know. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep believing in what we're doing, and see where we end up.
And the fact that they haven't won a game so far this season, where obviously you have got a couple, and it just plays maybe the back of players' minds, certainly the back of supporters' minds.
Hope so for them, you know, but they will see us as a banker win. You know, I'm sure that you know, that deep down, the human nature, they will believe that this is a very important game for them, because it is a must-win game for them, for their supporters. They will be expecting their team to beat us. So you know, we might be able to use that as a strength. We'll have to wait and see, but they certainly we believe that they believe that this is a must-win game for them.